Easy, man. Every time you speak the truth, that shit deleted. Yo, it helps me get right into the point already. You feel me? Now we gonna get right into it again. Look, man, I want you guys to go sit somewhere and figure out who you are before you trying to influence the world upon others. You feel me? And I'm talking to my homosexual, LGBT, whatever community. You feel me? Y'all gotta figure out who y'all are first, because there's only two gender. I mean, it's only two sexes, which is the male and the female. Plain and simple. You feel me? Now you could choose to identify yourself however you want to. It's okay. I mean, I'm willing to accept that. I am willing to accept that. But most of the time, when you speak to these people, they do not know who they are. There's so many definitions. I just looked at the definition of the gender. They said there's like 72 genders, which is ridiculous. 72? Ridiculous. You feel me? And I just record and the whole recording deleted. So this me re-talking, this like, I don't do rough drafts. I just do one take and one take alone and that's it. You feel me? But you have to know how to articulate what you feel within. I know sometimes it's a feeling that you're trying to articulate. You feel me? I want y'all to, find the words, bring it together. I want to believe you. So bring up the word together, brew it up, you feel me? And make sure, it helps you, not like build it, articulate in a way where so I can believe it, you feel me? Because they try and force the idea upon the world, but it's just not going to work for us, you feel me? It's just not going to work. And I hate to repeat myself over the whole thing that I said already, because the video is always like that. Every time I speak about saying groups or some homoness, guess what? The truth be so strong that they have to delete it. They want you to believe they, they want to confuse you into believing it. You feel me? They want to have that kind of influence on you. They want to confuse the masses into believing that this is something that is legitimate. No, it's not. It's wrong. It's wrong in every aspect of it. And if you have a nigga like me saying that it's wrong, then guess what? Because they've been trying for so long. And I'm telling y'all that, yo, no, that shit is fake as fuck. It's just a lot of confusion, a lot of drugs, a whole lot of psycho mind tricks that they play. That's why they always try to get them at a very young age. Plain and simple. They have teachers that are gay that influence these kids. Like I was watching a video, again, I gotta tell the story, about a 13-year-old who happened to be a Muslim who says she's gay. And she's 13, and she's speaking to a man outside, and she's trying to tell the person that you cannot talk down on the homosexual community like that, because she happens to be gay and she's only 13 and she understands that, and she's trying to explain herself, and she's talking about her teacher is gay, but her teacher does not influence his sexuality upon them. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's exactly what's going on, because your mind hasn't developed at that stage. Like you 13, you probably just going through puberty. You girls go through puberty before boys, I think. Probably at that age, probably 12, 13. You're going through those stages. Your mind is confused. You feel me? It's a stage that you're going through to even become a young woman from not even a young woman, to even become a lady or a young girl. I wouldn't want to use the word lady. To even become a lady. Hold on. I sit right here with y'all. My favorite spot. You feel me? Look at the stages that Mother Nature put us through. You infant, then you become a baby, like you a child and everything else like that. Oh, that's my child, that's my baby. Who the fuck want to educate a baby about their sexuality at that stage? They're too young, they're innocent. Their mind is pure. It's almost like they're senseless. You feel me? They don't know what's going on. You feel me? Then from there they go through puberty. That's when they pubic hair popping up, things is coming up. They want mustache and everything else like that. Like, girls are seeing things happen within them, the development of it all. Boys don't go through what girls go through, and girls don't go through what the boys go through. You feel me? But although we go through the same stages, we experience it differently. You feel me? Now you have a professor, or a teacher, or somebody who's ahead of you, influencing you and trying to trick you into other things. You feel me? That's not right. Then after you go through puberty and everything else like that, guess what? You have your after that, then it gives you a constant reminder as a female to have your period once a month, every month, almost for the rest of your life. This is a reminder. It's telling you, hey, you's a woman. You feel me? Plain and simple. It's giving you, it's telling you like, yo, you a woman, you a woman, you a woman. You feel me? Men don't go through that kind of shit. We definitely don't. The most thing we probably get is a few hair on our balls and we mad height. You feel me? The stages to this, even the cloud itself above me, there's layers to it. Then you go into a outer atmosphere. There's layers to this. You feel me? There's stages that you got to go through in order to become a man. Then even after a man, there's still stages that you got to go through to become a divine man. You feel me? There's stages to it. But yeah, they try to trick us into thinking that you can change your gender, and because they think it's acting. No, it's not acting, nigga. You act when you're in danger. You feel me? You act your way out of danger, or you can even act into what do you call it? You can act into convincing somebody to do something for you for a moment. Like a kid, if you want your kid to do good in school, you act and be like, look, if you get an A in class, I will give you this. Or if you go to college and you graduate from college, I will buy you a car. You playing a role. Those are for something special. Like, you don't act into a whole gender. Nigga, that shit is dumb as fuck. Like, you feel me? But they're trying to confuse these kids at that age into thinking. Now, if you've been confused from the age of, I don't even know what age they be confusing these kids. From the age of 8 all the way to 13, then by the time you get to 18, you strongly believe in that kind of stuff. You feel me? For that 13-year-old is a testimony that she was only 13 and she had a teacher who was a gay man who was married. You feel me? She even put the marriage in there. And she telling us that, well, he doesn't tell us to be gay. He just tell us that love is love. That shit is bullshit. Love is not love. Like, you feel me? Where did that saying come from? You feel me? They try to use that shit on me once upon a time when I was in New York City. But love is love. You should love whoever you want to. And I'm like, no, nigga. A trick is a trick. And fuck is we talking about? And this is not hate speech. I just want people to know that this is not hate speech. This is a real conversation for individuals who are mature enough to have this conversation. They want to trick you with all these oculates, whatever they call it, and tell you that this is this and this is that. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable when I speak about these things. You feel me? I am uncomfortable when a 13-year-old who's a Muslim, who claims that she's a gay girl, and if you do your research, there's so many of them on YouTube who are going back on these decisions. Like, you feel me? Niggas don't do their research, man. There's so many videos out there that are people who have made these decisions that have to go back on these decisions. You feel me? Some even went through a transition and now they have to go back on these transitions because they feel like they did the mistake. They made a mistake. And some are renewing themselves through Christ and everything else like that. And I'm like, why is there so many people coming out of that community now and saying that shit is wrong? I seen a whole training they have their own YouTube channel that speaks against our own. And I'm like, she already went through the process. She can't undo it. But she's still speaking against it. And I'm like, then this is a concern. That's the reason why they're not going after older people no more. They're going after younger people. That's why there's a flood of young people. If you see the whole transgender movement and this whole gay movement, it's a flood of young people. Most of them are in junior high school or high school and college. They're brewing them. in these institutions. They're having an influence on them. These people are the smartest dumb people you ever gonna meet in your life. Because some people just like to sound smart. They're not actually smart. Because some people, you listen to them and you be like, yo, this person sounds intelligent. But you have to listen closely and you be like, they're not really saying nothing at all. They just speaking. It's not simplified. They make everything complicated. They say a few things that is hard that you be like, but the whole thing didn't make sense. You feel me? And that's the shit that you gotta look into. Cause that 13-year-old, she sound like she was smart. I hate to come at her, but these are the difficult conversations that we gotta have. She sounded like she was smart, but when you listen to it, and another man came along, and another man came along who was like trying to what do you call it? They was trying to articulate what how they feel and everything else like that. And when you push back and you question them, they start to yell and scream on top of their lungs, and they escape and walk away, because that's the only option they have. I told you I was a woman, because the guy made a mistake and said he. And this man just started yelling, I told you I am a woman and you keep calling me a he, the gentleman. And he just put his hands up and walked away. And I'm like, this motherfucker is running away. you running away, you motherfucker. You not tricking nobody, my nigga. You feel me? Like, cause you push back on him a little bit, all of a sudden he's like, I got an escape route right now. This is my best chance to run away, because I can't even understand. I cannot answer these questions that this man is placing in front of me. So this is my escape route, so I'm gone. And that's what it's like. It's wrong. Like, I'm not saying that these people are wrong for what they're doing. You feel me? I'm just saying that some of them are confused. You feel me? I believe a lot of them are confused in the things that they're doing. They don't know how to articulate or even know who they are as individuals. When you push back and question them, they don't know the feeling that they're feeling. I know they're feeling something, they just don't know how to express it quite yet. And I feel like, yo, just, take time out. You have too much time. Like they have time. There's a lot of time. Look at me, I have time before I go to give my time to somebody else to try to figure this thing out. So they have time too, you feel me? Try to figure it out and try to see if you can articulate this so-called gender that you talk about. It shouldn't be 72 genders. It's confusion, you feel me? Anything that's intelligent is simplified. It's made easy enough that an infant can understand it. How you think technology, even an iPhone, if you give a little kid an iPhone, it only takes a matter of time before they can figure it out. That's the true essence of intelligence. It's been simplified to the point where even an infant can understand. So if you make things so complicated that you need 72 identification for something, then that tells me that you're just trying to confuse the masses. You feel me? You're trying to confuse a child. And that's not fair. And I got to stand up for that. You feel me? Like people got to understand that. You dig? Like, it is what it is, man. I know they're going to hate me for this one, but I always got to speak my truth. They try to kill me every day. But that shit don't work. All these people trying to drive around, that shit ain't working, man. All y'all niggas is corny. Stop it. Corny. Anyway, I'm about to go in. But I make sure I gotta save this video. Hold on, man, because this shit crazy. Because the last time they deleted my shit. You feel me? But Malcolm X said, man, I'm not even gonna talk about that. Like, you feel me? But truth of the matter, let's stop lying to ourselves, man. Why do we feel the need to lie to ourselves, man? It doesn't matter what you do beyond closed doors, man. If you like same sex, it's okay. That's okay. That's, shit, we gotta get it somehow, some way. I guess that's where love is love. You feel me? If you like this, if you man on man, that's on you. But just do in your own private settings. You feel me? Don't try to force the world to accept No, this is something that you like to do. Nobody's attacking you for it because you're doing it behind closed doors. You feel me? But once you try to have that influence on kids and everything else like that, that's when the problem comes. And I don't think it's right that a man should be using a woman's bathroom. I don't care how that nigga dress. I think it's wrong. I mean, it's been a lot of time where I walk in a woman's bathroom by mistake, but it wasn't intentional. These niggas are knowingly, intentionally walking into women's bathroom claiming to be a woman. And it's like, yo, that's crazy, my nigga. And these niggas even have the nerve to be competing with women. You see the psychological disease in that? Like, that shit is crazy. It leads to too many things that we can't even articulate or identify yet. And it just began. So if you have a nigga like me and I don't speak out on it, you know, they try to force the idea on me so many times for so many years and it hasn't worked. So it's like I'm public enemy number one when it comes to this hate shit. But I don't give a fuck about that, man. I gotta speak my truth, you dig? I just gotta speak my truth. So I just yeah, I gotta speak my truth. I don't care how you feel about it. Nigga, you already. Like, I'd be damned if somebody was speaking bad about black people and I'm mad at that person. I'd be like, I hate this. No, nigga, I don't give a fuck about that nigga, man. That's his opinion. If it's true, then I'll try to figure it out. I'll be like, all right, maybe. Let me see what he's saying. That's it, but I'm speaking my truth, you dig? Deal with it. I'm just saying, though, I hope you niggas ain't listening. Because half of you cats ain't even worth mentioning. Feel me? I don't think it's fair that you have men using women's bathroom and men or women crossing over. It's usually men doing that shit. Because a woman who transcends into that, into being a man, is not that crazy enough to want to be in a man's sport. She knows, I don't give a fuck how many steroids she take. She get her ass wet, plain and simple. That's it. Unless she's like one of these special kind of women like Amanda Nunes and Carissa Shields. No, these women are different. They'll whip niggas' ass and they didn't go through no transition. You feel me? These are just regular women who are talented. But usually it's men who they try to go through whatever transition. You don't even have to go through the transition. All you gotta do is just identify yourself as you being the opposite sex and you can compete with women. That's not fair. And you can go into a woman's bathroom being a pervert. It's crazy. You know how many sick individuals who use that to their advantage? We got niggas raping boys and shooting them in the head type shit. That shit just happened the other day. You feel me? That shit is crazy. Like, there's men out there like that. That shit is crazy. Like, you can't have that. You just can't. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm about to go in. Start my day off 8 hours. You see? That's 8 hours for you. 8 hours I'm about to go into an institution that's going to have an influence on me when I come back out. What makes you think your kids is not learning that shit in school? And especially like that child, they don't have the mind that I have. I'm just saying. Think about it. And you have grown-ass men who can't even think for themselves, and let alone a child. You got people who join the crowd and beating innocent people up like Jesus did. They did it to Jesus. So what makes you think a child can separate herself from the crowd when she's sympathizing? She don't even know how to sympathize. Like, come on, man. We asking too much of kids, and we not even checking them because we too scared to check these kids nowadays. Love is love, mommy. Love is love. She's so hateful. No, bitch. Go sit somewhere. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You feel me? You gotta be stern on these people. You have to be. But anyway, man, I'm the hateful one. Feel me? He's talking hate. It's all good, man. It is what it is. Put it on me. Put it on my tab. Put it on my tab. You feel me? Put it on my tab. But it's not fair. Like, A female should not have to go to the bathroom and see a tranny in there. I think that nigga need to get arrested. We need to call the cops and tell them to arrest this individual. I don't give a fuck if he got fake titties or not. That's a sickness. I'm sorry. I gotta speak my truth. Anyway, if I had a daughter, I'd be very concerned about that kind of stuff. Come on, Uber. I holla.